Hello, everyone. Hello. Yeah, hello. Good morning. Good afternoon, depending on where you're watching me from. So, yeah, my name is Joy Onyi, and I'm a basic medical lecturer. So, we want to do a live section on the brachial plexus. A live section on the brachial plexus, a question and answer live section on the brachial plexus. I've actually made a video on the brachial plexus before. I've made a video on the brachial plexus. Thank you for joining. Yes, thank you for joining. Please like the video and tell me where you are watching from. Thank you for joining. Okay, so we're having a question and answer live section on the brachial plexus, and I'm going to be asking lots of questions in relation to the topic already made, the topic already taught on the brachial plexus. I have a video on the brachial plexus. It's going to be on the description. The link is going to be on the description box after the video. Okay. Yeah, we are waiting for some persons to join. Then we can start. Okay. Yes, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, so we'll be starting at exactly 2 minutes 30 seconds into this video. Will start so that more people can join. Thank you for joining. Okay, yes, so that's 2:30 exactly. So the first question says, which spinal nerve root contributes to the formation of the brachial plexus? Which spinal nerve root contributes to the formation of the brachial plexus? So the options are C1 to C4, C5 to T1, T2 to T6, and C3 to C7. So the answer to this question, I want you to comment. If you know the answer, you comment. There's going to be a data giveaway after the live section for people that answered 5 questions correctly. So if you know the answer to this question, please leave your answer in the comment section. I will check it and ask you for your account details for a little data giveaway. Okay, so the answer to this question is C5 to T1. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Then the next question is, the brachial plexus is divided into how many parts? The brachial plexus is divided into how many parts? In my previous video, I talked about the parts of the brachial plexus, which includes the roots which are C5 to T1, okay? Then the trunks, okay? We have the upper trunk, the middle trunk, and the lower trunk. Then from the trunk, we have the divisions, which are the anterior and the posterior divisions. We have the cords, which are the lateral, medial, and what? The posterior cords. Then finally, we have the branches. Branches that are coming from the lateral cord, branches coming from the medial cord, and branches coming from the posterior cord. We also saw the branches coming from the roots of the brachial plexus as well. Thank you for joining. Please leave your answers to the question on the comment section. Now the third question says, which nerve arises from the posterior cord of the brachial plexus? Which nerve arises from the posterior cord of the brachial plexus? So remember that the brachial plexus has about 3 cords. It has 3 cords: the lateral cord, the medial cord, and the posterior cord. Okay, so which nerve arises from the posterior cord? First of all, we have option A, median nerve. Option B, ulnar nerve. Option C, axillary nerve. Option D, musculocutaneous nerve. So the answer to the question, I'll be answering it afterwards. 10 seconds. 10 seconds after I've dropped the question, I would answer. Okay? Now the answer to this question is the axillary nerve. Okay, the axillary nerve is a nerve that arises from the posterior cord of the brachial plexus. But remember that the axillary nerve is not the only nerve that arises from the posterior cord. We use lunar to represent, or to as a mnemonic for it. The lower subscapular nerve, the upper subscapular nerve, the nerve to the latissimus dorsi, or you can call it the thoracodorsal nerve, the axillary nerve, and the radial nerve. Okay, thank you for joining. Then the fourth question says, the lateral cord of brachial plexus give rise to which of the following nerves? The lateral cord of the brachial plexus give rise to which of the following nerves? A, the radial nerve. B, the median nerve. C, the ulnar nerve. D, the thoracodorsal nerve. Okay, now the answer to this question is B, the median nerve. So if you watch my video on the brachial plexus, you will see where I wrote out the branches coming from the lateral cord. Okay, we have the lateral root of median nerve. Okay, we have the medial pectoral nerve and the musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, so from this question we have the median nerve. So the median nerve is not just coming from the lateral root of the brachial plexus, but it's also coming from the medial root. So the median nerve is coming from the lateral root and the median root of the brachial plexus. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Now the next question says, the upper trunk of the brachial plexus is formed by which nerve roots? The upper trunk of the brachial plexus is formed by which nerve roots? A, C5 and C6. B, C6 and C7. C, C7 and C8. D, C8 and T1. So remember that from our video on the brachial plexus, we found out that the upper trunk is, what forms the upper trunk is the C5 and the C6 forms the upper trunk, but the middle trunk is only formed by the C7, okay, while the lower trunk is formed by what? C8 and T1. So the roots of the brachial plexus include C5, C6, which forms the upper trunk, C7 that forms the middle trunk, and then C8 and T1 that forms the what? The lower trunk. Thank you. So this is like a one-on-one section on the brachial plexus, where you can ask questions on some of the things you don't understand, and we'll be able to solve it, or we'll talk about it. Thank you for joining. Please like this live video. Thank you so much for joining. The next question is, which of the following nerves innervates the deltoid muscle? Which of the following nerves innervates the deltoid muscle? So the first option is A, the median nerve. The second one is B, the ulnar nerve. Then the third one is C, the radial nerve. Then the last one is D, the axillary nerve. Okay, please, if you know the answer to the question, please leave your answer in the description, in the comment section, please. So the answer to this question is the axillary nerve. Now remember that this axillary nerve is coming from where? The posterior cord of the brachial plexus, okay? And it innervates what muscle? It innervates the deltoid muscle, okay? Not just the deltoid muscle, it also innervates which other muscle? The teres major muscle. Okay, that's the answer to the question. If you watch my video on the brachial plexus, you are going to see that I actually explained it in details. So the next question says, what is the primary function of the musculocutaneous nerve? Remember that the musculocutaneous nerve is a nerve that supplies the anterior compartment of the arm, okay, and it innervates the following muscles: the coracobrachialis muscle 1, the biceps brachii, and then the brachialis what? Muscle. Okay, now they say what is the primary function of the musculocutaneous nerve? These are possible MCQ questions that can come out in your anatomy exams for those that study medicine and surgery, nursing, any medical or preclinical courses. Okay, so the first option is flexion of the elbow. Flexion of the elbow. Option B says extension of the wrist. Option C says abduction, ABD, like taking away, abduction. Then option D says adduction, ADD, bringing together, adduction of the fingers, abduction of the shoulder. So which is the primary function of the musculocutaneous nerve? So the answer to this question is A. The musculocutaneous nerve flexes the what? Elbow. This is the elbow, so it what? Flexes the elbow. Remember that this musculocutaneous nerve is a nerve that supplies the anterior compartment of the muscles of the anterior compartment of the arm. Do you understand? So it's going to be flexing the what? The elbow. Then the next question says, the medial cord of the brachial plexus gives rise to which of the following nerves? The medial cord of the brachial plexus gives rise to which of the following nerves? Okay, A, the axillary nerve. B, the radial nerve. C, the median nerve. D, the ulnar nerve. The medial cord of the brachial plexus gives rise to which of the following nerve? Now, from my video on the brachial plexus, I talked about the branches that are coming from the what? Medial cord. And some of the branches that are coming from the medial cord are about 5, right? Yes, 5. That's M raised to the power of 4 and U. That's 4 M's and 1 U coming from the medial cord. So that U is simply means the ulnar nerve. So in regards to this question, the answer is the ulnar nerve. But for the remaining M, they are the medial root of median nerve, the medial pectoral nerve, the medial cutaneous nerve of arm, and finally the medial cutaneous nerve of what? Forearm, and then the ulnar nerve. So the next question says, which nerve provides sensory innervation to the lateral aspect of the forearm? Which nerve? That's question 9. Which nerve provides sensory innervation to the lateral aspects of the forearm? Okay, so the answer to this question, the options include A, radial nerve, B, ulnar nerve, C, musculocutaneous nerve, and then D, median nerve. Okay, it says which nerve provides sensory innervation to the lateral aspect of the forearm. So the answer to this question is musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, now after innervating the muscles of the anterior compartment of the wall of the arm, remember I said that musculocutaneous nerve innervates the muscle of the anterior compartment of the arm, which I already talked about, that include the coracobrachialis, the brachialis, and the biceps brachii. This muscle now continues as the lateral cutaneous nerve of what? Forearm. So that's actually why it innervates the lateral aspect of the forearm. So it's not the radial nerve, neither is it the ulnar nerve or the median nerve. Okay, now let's go back to the 10th question. The 10th question says, the brachial plexus travels through an anatomical space. What is that anatomical space? Is it the cubital fossa? Is it the carpal tunnel? Is it the axilla or the popliteal fossa? Now, the cubital fossa is not it, because the cubital fossa is an anterior hollow that is found on the what? The anterior surface. It's a triangular hollow that is found on the anterior surface of the what? Elbow. So that's not what allows the brachial plexus to travel through it. Okay. Then the next question says the carpal tunnel. Now, the carpal tunnel is a narrow passageway that is found on the anterior surface of the what? Wrist, which allows the passage of the what? The median nerve. the median nerve and several tendons into what? Into the hand, into the wrist. That's what the carpal tunnel is. And when the median nerve is compressed in the level of this carpal tunnel, it leads to what we call what? Carpal tunnel what? Syndrome. But that's what we are talking about today. So let's keep focusing on the brachial plexus. So now the axilla. Could axilla be the answer? Yes. Axilla is what? An anatomical space that allows the brachial plexus to do what? To travel through it. Now, the brachial plexus consists of what? The anterior rami of branches of C5 to what? T1. That's the cervical. That's the cervical spine, the spinal nerves. The C5, C6, C7, C8, and the T1. So the correct answer to this question is the axilla. Now it cannot even be the popliteal fossa because the brachial plexus has no relation to the wall, to the lower limb, because the popliteal fossa is the one seen at the what? The posterior aspect of the knee. So it's just like the opposite of the cubital fossa. Cubital fossa is on the anterior aspect of the elbow, but popliteal fossa is at the what? Posterior aspect of the knee. Then the next one is question 11. It says, the long thoracic nerve arises from which nerve roots? The long thoracic nerve arises from which nerve roots? Now, remember that the long thoracic nerve is also known as the nerve to the serratus anterior. The nerve to the serratus what? Anterior. When there's an injury to that muscle, which is serratus anterior muscle, it causes the winging of the scapula. Now, in my video on the brachial plexus, I talked about the branches coming from the long thoracic nerve, that the roots from the long thoracic nerve. So what are they? Question A, option A says C5, C6, and C7. B says C6, C7, and C8. C says C7, C8, and T1. D says C8, T1, and T2. Now, you should already know that option D is out of it because T1 and T2 rather, does not have any relation with the brachial plexus. So, you already eliminate option D. Then option C says C7, C8, and T1. C7 is part of it, but C8 and T1, they are not what? Nerve that arises from the serratus anterior, or you can call it the long thoracic nerve. So the correct answer to this question is C5, C6, and C7. Thank you for joining. Please like the video. Thank you for joining. Then the next question says, injury to the radial nerve at the mid-humerus level commonly results in what condition? Injury to the radial nerve at the mid-humerus level commonly results in which condition? We have A, the ape hand, B, the claw hand, C, the wrist drop, D, the Erb's palsy. Now, the answer to this question is C. Okay, the answer to this question is C, which is the what? The wrist drop. Now, what results to wrist drop? Wrist drop comes as a result of radial what? Radial nerve injury. Okay, that's what results to wrist drop. And wrist drop comes as a result of inability to extend the wrist, inability to extend the wrist and the fingers at the metacarpophalangeal joints. Okay, you will not be able to extend the wrist or the finger, and it's as a result of radial nerve injury. Now, question 13 says, which nerve is most commonly affected in the carpal tunnel syndrome? When I was trying to explain the median nerve, I said that median nerve is one of the structures that passes through the carpal tunnel. So the nerve that is most commonly affected in carpal tunnel syndrome is the median nerve. Okay. Now the next question says, the dorsal scapular nerve innervates what muscle? Now, this nerve is also known as nerve to rhomboides. So most times, always say that particular nerve would only be supplying the rhomboides major and the rhomboides minor, which is not true. Okay, that nerve is also called the nerve to the rhomboideus or the dorsal scapular nerve. And it does not only supply the rhomboideus muscles, which are the rhomboideus major and the rhomboideus minor muscle. It also supplies the what? The levator scapulae. If you check the dorsal aspect of the scapula, recall the dorsal aspect of the scapula, you would see along the medial border of the scapula, okay, at the upper part of the supraspinatus fossa part, you will see the first muscle there. That's the levator scapulae, the rhomboideus minor, and then the rhomboideus major. So that simply means that the dorsal scapular nerve supplies those three muscles, okay. It's also known as nerve to rhomboideus, so it does not only supply the rhomboideus major and the rhomboideus minor, so it also supplies the levator scapulae. Now, as you can see from this question, there is no option of rhomboideus major or rhomboideus minor. So if you already know the name as dorsal scapular nerve and you are looking for the rhomboideus major or rhomboideus minor because the name of the nerve is the what? Nerve to rhomboideus, you will not see it. So the answer to this question is the levator scapulae. Now the option 15, question 15 says, which is the function of the suprascapular nerve? What is the function of the suprascapular nerve? The function of the suprascapular nerve is A, innervation of the teres major and the teres minor muscle. B, innervation of the supraspinatus and the infraspinatus muscle. C, sensory innervation to the shoulder joints. D, motor innervation to the deltoid muscle. So the answer to this question is, remember that the suprascapular nerve is coming from the upper trunk of the brachial plexus as well as nerve to subclavius. So the suprascapular nerve will be supplying the supraspinatus muscle and the infraspinatus muscle. Okay, so that's the correct answer to this question. So let's go back to question 16 that says, the medial pectoral nerve innervates which muscle? Now, remember we have the lateral pectoral nerve and we also have the medial pectoral nerve. Now I want you to learn something today. The medial pectoral nerve will do what? Innervate the pectoralis major muscle and the pectoralis minor muscle. But the lateral pectoral nerve will not innervate the two muscles, only be innervating one. Please answer, tell me the answer to that muscle that it innervates. Whether it is the P major, that's the pectoralis major muscle, or the pectoralis minor muscle. Okay? Now the next question is question 17, which says, which nerve is responsible for the sensation over the lateral aspect of the upper arm? Which nerve is responsible for the sensation over the lateral aspect of the upper arm? A, musculocutaneous nerve. B, radial nerve. C, axillary nerve. D, median nerve. So the answer to this question is what? C, which is the axillary nerve. I'm going to make a video on axillary nerve and post it on my channel so you can understand the axillary nerve better. Okay? Then question 18 says, the thoracodorsal nerve, which innervates which muscle? That's the thoracodorsal nerve. Okay? The thoracodorsal nerve can also be called the nerve to the latissimus dorsi. Okay, so it's according to the name, it will only innervate the latissimus dorsi muscle. Now the latissimus dorsi muscle is a muscle that is seen at the inferior angle of the scapula. Okay, that's the dorsal aspect of the scapula, and that muscle is called the climbus muscle, refers to as the climbus muscle. So the thoracodorsal nerve will innervate the latissimus dorsi muscle. Now, question 19 says, which nerve is commonly involved in Saturday night palsy? Saturday night palsy. A common cause of wrist drop is Saturday night palsy. Okay, I know that the common clinical correlate of the brachial plexus is always the Klump's paralysis and the Erb's-Duchenne palsy or the Erb's paralysis. but they can also be something can also result in radial nerve injury that can cause wrist drop. So one of the causes I've given you what causes radial nerve injury, which is wrist drop. Another cause for this can also be what? The Saturday night pulse. Just like when you lie on a particular part of your arm, okay, that is actually what will result to the Saturday night pulse, sleeping with the arm draped over what? A chair. Then question 20. I have 30 questions to go. Thank you for sticking by, those that are still with me in this live section. Thank you for hanging on. Please leave your comments in the section. If you can hear me loud and clear, please tell me I can hear you. Thank you for joining. Then the next question says, which nerve innervates the majority of the intrinsic muscles of the hand? Okay, the nerve that does that is actually the ulnar nerve. So I just went straight to answering the question as the ulnar nerve. Now question 21 is a common question on MCQs on the brachial plexus. It's very common. It says the Duchenne palsy is commonly due to injury at which level? Injury at which level? Now remember that the Duchenne palsy refers to as the Erb's paralysis. And the Erb's paralysis, what results to the Erb's paralysis is as a result of what? The injury to the upper trunk of the brachial plexus. And what forms the upper trunk of the brachial plexus is being formed by what? C5 and what? C6. So C5 and C6 of the brachial plexus. So that's the answer to that particular question, which is question what? 21. So let's go back to the next question, which is what? Question 22. It says, which nerve is responsible for the flexion of the wrist and fingers? Which nerve is responsible for the flexion of the wrist and the fingers? Okay. A, radial nerve. B, median nerve. C, ulnar nerve. D, musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, for that you already know the answer to that is the median nerve. The median nerve is responsible for the flexion of the wrist and the fingers. The flexion, not extension. The flexion, flex. Now the next question says, which nerve is affected in Klump's palsy? That's Klump's paralysis. Now, just like the S palsy or the Duchenne palsy is responsible for the injury to the upper trunk, is responsible for the Duchenne palsy. Okay, that's the S paralysis. Now, injury to the lower trunk is what causes the Klump's paralysis. And the Klump's paralysis is injury to the lower trunk. And what forms the lower trunk of the brachial plexus? The C8 and the T1. Okay. Now, the nerve that will be affected is the ulnar nerve. The ulnar nerve comes from the medial cord of the brachial plexus. And remember that the anterior division of the what? The lower trunk forms the what? Medial cord. Only the anterior division of the what? The lower trunk forms the what? The medial cord. So the next one is, what is the primary action of the muscles innervated by the radial nerve? What is the primary action of the muscles innervated by the radial nerve? Question A says, option A says flexion of the forearm. B says extension of the forearm and the wrist. C says abduction of the fingers. D says adduction of the shoulder. So the answer to this question is what? Extension of the forearm and the wrist. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Please like the video and comment your answer. There will be a data giveaway at the end of this live section. Thank you for joining. So the next question says, which branch of the brachial plexus innervates the biceps brachii muscle? I already said that at the beginning of this live section. I said that the musculocutaneous nerve, okay, which is coming from the lateral cord of the brachial plexus, innervates the following muscles: the coracobrachialis, the biceps brachii, and the brachialis. So that's like a bonus question. So the next question says, which cord of the brachial plexus does the median nerve originate from? The cord of the brachial plexus that the median nerve originates from, it's coming from two places, two cords rather. The lateral, okay, the lateral cord, okay, and the medial cord. So the lateral cord, you're having the lateral root of median nerve. Then the medial cord, you're having the medial root of median nerve. So together, they form the median nerve. So the median nerve originates from two cords of the brachial plexus. Just like when you want to talk about the origin, when you're asking a question on the median nerve, if they tell you to write extensively on the median nerve, okay, when you talk about the origin, okay, the cause, you should already know that the median nerve does not just come from only the lateral cord. So it comes from the lateral cord and the medial cord of the brachial plexus. If you want to be more specific, you will say that it comes from the lateral cord, the lateral root of median nerve, which is coming from the lateral cord, and the medial root of median nerve, which is coming from the what? The medial cord. Now the next question says, the nerve to subclavius arises from which trunk of the brachial plexus? The nerve to subclavius, if you watched my video on the brachial plexus, the video I posted on my channel on the brachial plexus, you will see that the nerve to subclavius and the suprascapular nerve, which is coming from the root value C5 and C6, both of them actually comes from the upper trunk of the brachial plexus. So the answer to this question is the upper trunk of the brachial plexus. Thank you for joining. Now the next question says, which nerve is tested when a patient is asked to abduct their fingers against resistance? Okay, which nerve is tested when asking the patient to abduct their fingers against what? Resistance. So the nerve that's tested is the ulnar nerve. I already said the ulnar nerve supplies measure of the intrinsic muscles of the hand. So the next question says, the lower subscapular nerve innervates which muscle? The lower subscapular nerve innervates which muscle? So the lower subscapular nerve innervates the teres major muscle. Now the teres minor and the deltoid is being innervated by the axillary nerve, which I've said earlier when I started. Now the next one says, the lateral pectoral nerve innervates which muscle? This is like a bonus question, but if you have answered the question initially, then I'm going to give you the data bonus. So the answer to this question is the pectoralis major muscle. Okay, now the medial pectoral nerve would innervate both the pectoralis major muscle and the pectoralis minor muscle, but the lateral pectoral nerve would only be innervating the pectoralis major muscle. I hope I've cleared that confusion in that part. So the next question says, what is the clinical presentation of an injury to the superior trunk of the brachial plexus? That's the upper trunk. The clinical presentation of that injury is called the Erb's palsy or the Erb's Duchenne palsy. Okay, and I explained what it is perfectly well in that particular video. Now the next question says, the lateral roots of median nerve is a branch of which cord? The lateral root of median nerve is a branch of which cord? A, the lateral cord, B, the posterior cord, C, the medial cord, D, the lateral and the medial cord. the lateral roots of median nerve is only the lateral cord, because the lateral cord gives branches to lateral roots of median nerve, okay, musculocutaneous nerve, and the lateral pectoral nerve. Just those three. So the answer to the question is the lateral cord. Then the next question says, which nerve innervates the teres minor muscle? I just said that when I was explaining the lower subscapular nerve that innervates the teres major muscle. So the nerve that innervates the teres minor muscle is the axillary nerve. It also innervates the deltoid. The deltoid muscle for the extension of the elbow. This extension of the elbow, not like this. This extension of the elbow. So the nerve that is responsible for that is the A, radial nerve, B, ulnar nerve, C, median nerve, D, musculocutaneous nerve. So the answer to this question is A, the radial nerve. The radial nerve. Now, the next question, we have like 10 more questions to go. 10 more questions to go. I made sure that I wrote out all the possible questions you can really be getting on the brachial plexus, so that for your MCQs or any question that's related to MCQs or your semester exams or anything, you should be able to answer wherever they come from in brachial plexus. You should be able to have an answer to that. So the subclavian nerve innervates which muscle? The subclavian nerve innervates which muscle? Okay, remember that the nerve to subclavius is coming from the upper trunk of the brachial plexus, which is C5 and C6. So what muscle does it innervate? A, the subscapularis, B, the subclavius, C, the supraspinatus, D, the serratus anterior. So the answer to this question is B, which is the word subclavius. Just as the name implies, nerve to subclavius is going to be innervating the subclavius muscle. Okay, so the next question says, which nerve is injured in a patient presenting with a winged scapula? A winged scapula. Which nerve is injured in a patient presenting with a winged scapula? So you are a doctor and then your patient is having a winged scapula. What nerve was possibly injured? Now remember that at the costal surface of the scapula, remember that the scapula has two surfaces, which are the dorsal surface and the costal surface. Now at the costal surface of the scapula, there is this muscle that runs through that medial part. That's that medial border. Okay, that muscle is called the serratus anterior muscle. Okay, now the serratus anterior muscle, when there is an injury to that muscle, it results to what? Winging of the scapula. Okay, now the thing that innervates that muscle is the nerve to the serratus anterior. It is named after the muscle. The nerve is named after the muscle. Nerve to serratus anterior. So it's easier to remember it. But some of all these nerves that are being named after a muscle also have their other names. So you either call it the nerve to the serratus anterior or the long thoracic nerve. Okay, just like nerve to latissimus dorsi or the thoracodorsal nerve. Same thing as nerve to rhomboidus or the dorsal scapular nerve. So in as much as you are trying to name that particular nerve after the major muscle it supplies, okay, also try to know the other name of that nerve, because it might actually be supplying other muscles. So when a patient presents that, the nerve that results to an injury is the what? Is the long thoracic nerve, or the nerve to serratus anterior. That's the nerve that causes what? The winging of the scapula. Okay, injury to that particular muscle causes winging of the scapula. The next question says, which trunk of the brachial plexus does the suprascapular nerve originate from? I've actually answered the question. I said it's the upper trunk. The upper trunk of the brachial plexus gives origin to the suprascapular nerve and the nerve to subclavius. Okay, this nerve to subclavius supplies the subclavius muscle, while the suprascapular nerve supplies the supraspinatus and the infraspinatus muscle. Okay, now the next question says, which nerve is responsible for the sensation over the medial aspect of the hand? Which nerve is responsible for the sensation over the medial aspect of the hand? A, the radial nerve. B, the ulnar nerve. C, the median nerve. D, the musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, so the answer to this question is what? B, the ulnar nerve. Okay, the ulnar nerve. Now let's go back to the next question that says, the nerve. This question is also a common question as well. The nerve responsible for abduction of the arm. Ab, like taking away, not adduction. Abduction of the arm beyond 90 degrees. Beyond 90 degrees is A, radial nerve. B, ulnar nerve. C, axillary nerve. D, suprascapular nerve. So the answer to this question is C, the axillary nerve. The axillary nerve supplies the deltoid and the teres minor muscle. Now the last question is, which nerve innervates the muscles of the anterior compartment of the forearm? Which nerve innervates the muscles of the anterior compartment of the forearm? A, radial nerve. B, ulnar nerve. C, median nerve. Then D, musculocutaneous nerve. So the answer to this question is C, the median nerve. So if you have stayed to the end of this video, thank you so much for staying till the end of this video. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. I'm so grateful. If you missed my introduction, my name is Joy Onyi. This is my channel. I am a basic medical lecturer and I teach anatomy. You can follow me on my Facebook page as well, because I also drop notes on some of the things I upload on my channel on my Facebook page. You can also ask me to make videos on any topic on anatomy that you do not understand. I'm definitely going to make out time to do that and upload it. You can also watch some of my videos on my channel, ask me questions, and answer. Let's grow together. Let's form a strong community in this YouTube. I'm actually very new to this YouTube, and I believe that we are going to form a strong community, and we are going to form a strong one in this platform. So thank you for staying to the end of this video. I'm so grateful, and I'm so excited for you tuning in, even without knowing that I was going to be live today. Subsequently, I'm going to be dropping the time that I'm going to live stream on my channel, and I'm also going to be dropping the topics that I would be live streaming about on my channel, so that you can read up about it, or you can keep your questions handy, so that when I live stream on the channel, then you can answer the question. Thank you. Those are joining, thank you for joining in now, but we have already come to an end. Probably you can make out time to watch it later on in your spare time or in your free time. Thank you so much. I'm going to be ending this video. Please, I forgot to say, please, if you answer the question, please drop your account details and the answer. I'm going to be doing a data giveaway. Please, if you answer the question that I was asking, please drop your account details down. I'm going to be doing a data giveaway, and also your answer should tally with the timing I asked the question. Please, your answer should tally with the timing. And also, please like this live stream. Okay, that's also another way of encouraging me as well. Please give this live stream a thumbs up. Please like it so that other people can be able to see the live stream. Yes, thank you very much. I'm going to be ending this live stream now. People are still joining in. Thank you for joining, but it's already ended. Thank you for joining. Or probably you can ask me any question that you want me to answer that you did not understand. I'll be glad to answer that. Okay, I'll be glad to answer that. Please, you can ask me any question just in the 2 minutes or 3 minutes more that I have to end in this live stream. I will definitely be glad to answer your questions. I have people watching me. Please tell me where you are watching from. Please, I want to know who is watching me. Please, let's grow as a family. Tell me where you are watching from. Tell me the country you are watching from, if it's possible. And tell me where you are watching from. I'm live streaming from Nigeria. Ebonyi State to be precise. That's where I'm live streaming this channel from. Wow, people are still tuning in. Thank you for joining. The live stream has ended. You can actually watch my videos that I make. I said I'm a basic medical lecturer and I teach anatomy to be precise. So this live stream can also help you to know anything you are confused about your general body well-being or anything. But I'm not a medical doctor, but I teach anatomy to students that are in medicine and surgery, or medical students and clinical students, nursing, med lab, and all the rest. Thank you. Since there's no question, because I've been waiting for question and there's none, but people are still viewing and watching, so I think I'll be ending this live stream now. Please, those that are watching, please try to like the video. Give it a thumbs up, please. One person should just like this video. Please like the video, give it a thumbs up. It's a way of encouraging me as well. Thank you. It's a way of encouraging me. Okay, thank you. Please do well to check out my channel. Do well to watch my videos on my channel. Please do well to watch my videos on my channel. Check out my channel, like my videos, support me on this platform. Please support me so that we can grow together. You can also reach out to me. My social media handles are on the description box of all my videos, so you can reach out to me if you have any question or anything related to anatomy. I can put you through. Anything related to anatomy, I can put you through. Okay, or you are still going through med school, or you are just a 100 level student that you have not even entered 200 level and you don't really know what I'm talking about. I can put you through so that before you get into 200 level, you should already be knowing some of all, these things, they have big names, so that it won't scare you and you have a very soft landing in med school. So that's the reason for this channel is to help each of us to grow. Those that are still watching me, thank you. I'm excited that you are still watching. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm waiting for a question, but there is none for now. There is no question for now. So this live stream is going to be ending very soon. When I wanted to end the live stream, people just people just popped in, like people just came in, and I was like, no, I shouldn't just shut it out like that. So yeah, very soon this live stream is going to be going off. And please, if you want me to talk about any other thing, like maybe you have a particular topic you're having difficulty in, you tell me, leave your answer in the, leave whatever topic you have in the comment section. I'm going to talk about it in my next live stream. I'm going to talk about it in my next live stream, so we can, grow together and help each other. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Okay, please like this video. Okay, thank you for joining in. Wow, I'm so excited. Thank you for joining in. So this live section is going to be ending in no time. Okay, yeah, the live session is going to be ending in no time. So I would just want to say thank you to those that have been watching me and those that have stayed to the end of this live section. I'm actually so elevated and excited. Thank you. This is an educational channel. And it's also a channel that can even help you too. For everyone, no one is exempted, because we all have our body, and you need to know what is going on in your body. Okay, you need to know. So this channel is for everyone, excluding kids. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. I really want to know where you're watching from and where you stay, where you're watching me from. I'll really be glad if you respond to that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging on. Thank you for sticking by. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, the person that just joined in now, thank you for joining in. But we are done with the video. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for joining. Thank you. If you know this video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up, like the video, and watch my videos on my channel. Please also subscribe to my channel too. That's a way of encouraging me. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm actually watching myself from this other place. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That person that just joined in now, thank you. Thank you so much. This live session is going to come to an end very soon, and see you all in my next live section. Some persons are still joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining in, for tuning in. Oh, thank you. People are joining. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Joy Onyi. I'm a basic medical lecturer and I teach anatomy. I have an educational channel on YouTube where I teach anatomy for medicine and surgery students, nursing students, anatomy, physiology, in fact, preclinicals in all, basic medical students in all. So please like my videos, tell me the topics you are finding difficult in anatomy, because I know anatomy can be very difficult for students. I would be glad to help to do justice to all our problems, all our difficulties in med school, in pre-med. Okay, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, thank you. The person that just joined now, thank you. But this live section is going to come to an end very soon. Yes, thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Wow, I'm grateful. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Hopefully my next live, hopefully the next time I'm going to live stream, there will be questions written down. Please try to subscribe to my channel so that you can see my post whenever I say I'll be live streaming on so and so day, so you can get notified and tune in. Okay, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. I'm live streaming. Yes, I'm live streaming from my channel. I'm live streaming from my channel. Thank you. Okay, thank you for joining in. Thank you. So we are going to come to the end of this live stream now. So we are going to come to the end of this live stream now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Wow, I see 3 persons. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this live session has come to an end. Thank you for staying till the end. Please, if you stayed, there's this particular person that stayed till the end. Please, I want to know you. Please, I want to know you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.